Okay. So we are going to continue. I am just trying to record the meeting para ma-upload kasi sa YouTube. However, full na akong laptop ka storage. Balahin ko na lang later. Okay? Still, we're going to continue. Okay. Could you please open your camera? Ang mga ano bala, may data. Please, thank you. All right. So we're going to continue. Sa diin pagid naton, sa diin pagid kita makakuha sang iban nga mga research problem. Okay? From present political, social, or economic issues in society, of course. Makakita kita dira sa mga makita kita dira sa mga problems man, okay, in what is happening in the society, especially politically sa country naton. Review of related lit, inabala class ang mga research nga na-publish, okay, pareho po ito kagina, sige nambal ko, and then pwede makamodera kapangita sa inyong research problem. Right. So, we're going to, we're going to... Hi. Okay. Nagpasayad lang. Okay? Damo kita diri sa mga ang mga researches, okay? Ang research questions versus quantitative research problem. Several reasons prod you to define or finalize a research problem or a research topic. But this does not mean that after spending time thinking about a research problem, immediately you plunge into carrying out an investigation or collecting and analyzing data. Thinking of a research problem or topic to research on is a beginning act in research. Another initial research act is asking a set of specific questions or identifying sub-problems about your research problem. So class, that's the, that is what you need to know about research problem. A research problem, your class, must be a restatement of your title. Okay? Ang title mo dapat, iba may title ka, okay? Then after your title, out of your title, i-restate mo lang na class ang title mo, and that is going to be your main research problem. Now, we have two types of research problems. The first one is the general research problem. Amo ni class, ang gin-restate mo lang ba ng title mo, okay? And ang ikaduwa is the specific research problem, amo ni, or the specific questions or sub-problems out of the main research problem mga ginhatag. Okay? Let me show you an example. This is going to be your title. Okay? I hope that everybody is can see this one. Okay? For example, your title will be this one. Online learning. Effectiveness in improving the Maritime English proficiency of grade 12 senior high school students. That could be your title. Now, di ba mo na ng title mo, class? Okay? Let me ask some people here if who can identify the main research problem. The general research problem. All right, let me ask Mr. Ortega. Please unmute your mic and show yourself. Show yourself. Yes, Henry. Good afternoon. Would you please tell us kung diin didapit ang general research problem sa bilog ng mga sentences nga ni, ng mga words.
Ano sir? Ang online learning.
Basahan lang.
Effectiveness of online learning in improving the Maritime English proficiency of the grade 12 senior high school student of John B. Lacson Foundation Maritime University, Arevalo, in the academic year 2020-2021.
I think you missed out my question. My question is the general research problem. Imo ginbasa is the title.
Title.
Okay? What title? Title. pareho sa ginhambal ko, halin sa imo title, dira ka makuha sang ibutang mo sa imo nga general research problem. Okay? So where is the research problem? Here. Pasahon ka klasa, ari na gani ginhungit na mo statement of the problem. Okay, ari siya. Please mute your mic kung sinong gawakal. Okay. This is the main general research problem. Okay? So out of the title, as you can see, dogin ano lang siya, dogin restate. This study aims to find out the effectiveness of online learning in improving the maritime English proficiency of the grade 12 senior high school students of John B. Lacson Foundation, Maritime University, Arevalo in the year 2020-2021. That's a great example of a research problem. Okay? The main and the general research problem. As you can see, may mga items. Can you still see the document? Or lain na?
Yes, sir. Ang magyapon, sir.
Amo gyapon. Alright, dali lang. Nag-ilis ako ng ano. Alright, sorry na lang. Okay? So, amo ni class ang main and general research problem. And as you can see, dogin restate lang ang title. However, in the title, wala naging mention kung diin nga student, right? Kag ano nga year. Okay? You can actually do that in your title nga hindi ka na mag-mention sa mga very specific din nga details. But hence, you can just mention it sa imo nga research problem. So, amo ni class ang research problem nato nga ginatawag. Ano pa gid gani another type of research problem? 'Di ba may general, ang ginbasa tanga ni bag-o lang is the general. Ang ikaduwa is the specific. Specific research questions. Right? So out of your research problem, anong mga research questions? Okay? Nga gusto mo hibaloon gid. Okay? Kag amo nang i-answer mo sa imo nga study. Okay? Nga related of course sa imo nga main and sa general research problem. So these could be the examples. So out of the research problem nga kinahanglan niya hibaloon ang effectiveness of online learning kuno sa mga maritime English sa mga students, okay, in improving their maritime English proficiency. Specifically, this study seeks answers to the following questions. So these are the following questions. What is the maritime English proficiency level of the grade 12 senior high school students before and after the exposure to online learning? Now, class, we have two types of question: researchable and non-researchable questions. Again, we have two types of questions: researchable and non-researchable questions. Non-researchable questions, as what I've said earlier, ano na gani nga mga question, can only be answered using yes or no. Okay? So that is what we call non-researchable questions. Okay? Limited lang ginang answer sa yes or no. So usually, ginapamangkot na nga, do you agree? Okay? Do you agree? Are you in favor? Okay? Is there a significant relationship? Mga mamo na, is there a significant difference? Mga mamo ng question that is non-researchable. However, if the question is researchable, it is not only answerable by yes or no, but it can be backed up using, okay, or pwede siya ma-back upan using data, using numbers to further explain the answer. Did you get me? Okay, so amo na klaseng ginatawag naton nga non-researchable and researchable questions. Ang mga researchable questions usually gapamangkot sang mga question form bala class, mga WH question. For example, what is, who are, which is. Okay, mga amo na nga mga pamangkot ang mga researchable questions because it demands to be explained. Okay, it demands further explanation. Now, so na-explain ko na ang non-researchable and researchable questions. Now, sa mga specific ng mga questions nga okay, out of the main research problem nga ari siya, okay, may mga specific questions. For example, ang iyang specific mo nga pamangkot kay gusto mo hibaloon ang effectiveness sang online learning sa mga maritime English proficiency sa mga sang grade 12 ng mga students. So mamangkot ka, what is the maritime English proficiency level of the grade 12 senior high school students before and after their exposure to online learning? So diri class makita mo na nga daan nga ginpamangkot ang English proficiency. Right? Kay amo gina ang main nimo nga palamangkuton or sabton sa imo nga from your question. 'Di ba? What is the maritime English proficiency? So I have a question. You can answer Bulios. Please unmute your mic. I have a question for this one. Bulios, are you here?
Yes, sir.
All right, so are you here? Ang first question ang first na specific research question. What is the maritime English proficiency level of the grade 12 senior high school students before and after the exposure to online learning? Is it a researchable question or non-researchable question?
Researchable, sir.
Researchable. Why?
Guns, sir. So, sir, sang what, sir? Somewhere.
All right, yeah. Yeah, somewhere mga mamuna. And it
sir.
demands to be explained. And it
Yes,
demands
sir.
to be measured. Very good. So that's researchable question. Number 2, is there a significant, thank you, Mr. Bolios, is there a significant difference in the maritime English proficiency of the grade 12 senior high school students before and after the exposure to online learning? What do you think could be this question? Yes, Franco. Please unmute your mic.
Sir. Ang non-researchable, sir,
Non-researchable siya. Why?
because pwede mo sa ma-answer sa yes or no, sir.
Very good. Yes. Pwede mo siya ma-answer by yes or no. So, mo na hapos lang ng mga non-researchable questions. And of course, thank you so much, Mr. Franco. Of course, number 3, how do grade 12 students perceive the use of online learning in improving maritime English proficiency? Of course, this is a researchable question. Okay? So, amo na class, ang different, ang 2 types, okay, of the research problem. The general research problem and the specific research problem. Okay? Approve ba if you have understood a thing from what I have discussed? Okay. Sige lang, I know quantitative research is new to you, okay? Even though naka-research na kamo before sa grade 11, pero quantitative is medyo tawag de. Medyo mauti. So sige lang. Let's just try our very best to make it as easy as possible. Okay? Ariyo. These specific or sub-questions, basahan ko lang liwat, kaya doon na-discuss ko man called research questions to specify the scope and the method in collecting and analyzing data. Give you the right decision in your research. In addition, ang mga questions, to ba lang mga specific questions to kagina, they are questions to give further definition or explanation of the research problem by stressing the fact that they elicit answers to clarify or solve the research problem, which is the main problem of the research. Okay? Here are examples of the statements to show the relationship between quantitative research problem and research questions. Now, ang research problem naton, usually class, ang research problem naton is in interrogative statement. Alright? Pero usual na ginagamit naton to have the general research problem ginaton, okay, is declarative statement. Ano magamba kita declarative statement? It ends with a period and it is a statement. Okay? Declarative statement. However, interrogative statement ends with question mark. Okay? It is in question form. Amo na. Ang atong nga main general research problem, okay, usually ginagamitan natin sang declarative statement. Okay? Pareho sini. Pakita ko liwat para mas maintindihan nyo. Okay? Here is an example. Now, sino pwede pa makoton? Kundi Donasco, please identify gani kung diin ang aton nga main statement or main research problem. Donasco, Mr. Donasco.
Yes, sir. Dahil lang yun, sir.
Yes?
Ano nga, sir? Research problem?
Yes, ang ang general research problem naton. Where is it on this one? On this example?
Ang main research problem, sir, is the effectiveness of online learning in improving the maritime
Hindi,
English
basaha.
proficiency of
Gusto
the
ko,
grade 12 senior high
no. Gusto ko basahon mo ang bilog nga research problem, nga statement. Where
Okay,
is it?
sir. Okay, sir. This study aims to find out the effectiveness of online learning in improving the maritime
Okay.
English proficiency
Okay na,
of the
Donasco.
grade 12 high school.
Thank you so much, Mr. Donasco. So, amo ni class ang aton nga general research
Okay.
problem. Okay? This is a general research problem. As you can see, sa diin siya nag-end, it's a period. Okay? It is a declarative statement. Okay? So usually nga ginagamit for the main and the general nga research problem is the declarative statement. Okay? That's why it ends with the period. Pero gagamit man kita sometimes sang gagamit man kita sometimes sang mga interrogative statement. Okay? Pero usually gid ang ginagamit declarative statement. Okay? Tindihan? Now, research questions. Ang mga research questions, class, ang mga specific nga mga questions. Ato bala? Sa idalom niya. Specifically, it sought answers to questions or it seeks answers to questions nga amo ni. Okay? So, amo ng mga question, amo ng mga research questions. These are specific questions. Okay? Example, ano ginasaya class? Usually, that's an interrogative statement. Okay? So, that ends with question mark. Okay? So as you can see on our here, it ends with a question mark. Okay? Because these are the research questions, specific research questions. Right? So to further give you background. For example, ang aton nga research problem is mo ni siya. The main objective of this study is to find out the percentage of Manila private universities considering the use of grammar textbook as the most effective way to help college students to attain communicative competence. So out of this main research problem or the general research problem, nagpamangkot ang researcher specific research questions. So amo ni siya, what is an English grammar textbook? So makita man na dire, di ba, ring textbook. What is a communicative competence? Makita man na din communicative competence. So do gina-define niya anay ang mga terms. Okay? So at least may naintindihan ka mo. Next, let's go to guidelines in formulating a quantitative research problem and research questions. So what are some of the guidelines na ginagamit natin? Okay? Formulate a research problem that is researchable, as what I've said, meaning open to empirical investigation. It means open siya wala class nga makuhaan data, kay quantitative siya. Open siya nga ma-solve naton siya and whatsoever. Minor, hindi na pagduwi niya ang screen. Tapos naman tatugay-dugay. Okay? Let's continue. Irisani no? Ano ni? Okay lang. Sige, irisa lang ga. Formulate a research problem that is researchable, meaning open to empirical investigation. See to it that you state your quantitative research properly, clearly, concisely, and possibly if under APA referencing style, not beyond 12 words. Okay? Pero hindi magiging necessary in the research problem to, not necessarily nga 12 words lang gid. Okay? If your study demands nga daw medyo mas lapaw, so 12 words ang imo nga ibutang dito sa imo research problem, okay gina. Okay? Have your research problem focus on a general understanding of your research topic. So among to class, di ba sa nakita naton daw medyo general gid siya ang statement. Okay? Like gin pamangkot, yeah. Like the study aims to determine, for example, the ano to? The effectiveness of online learning sa mga bata. For example, mo to ang ano. So, though very broad ang topic, though general ang topic, yeah. Okay? So, in your research questions, dito na ka mo ma-specify sa mga salabton yung mga pamangkot, gid nga very specific. Right? Construct a research problem that mirrors the importance of carrying out the research for finding answers or solutions to problem. So dapat ang imo nga research problem magplastar ka sang research problem mo, inabla ka sang related sa title mo, ang related sa imo nga salabton, sa imo nga mga gamiton nga mga statistical tools sa ulihi sa pagkandak mo sang study mo. Okay? Let your quantitative research problems state the variables in their relationships with one another. So very important in class that you know very well what is your variable, okay? Or what are your variables. Kaya your variables will determine later kung okay, may nagsulod. Kaya your variables will determine later kung paano ka mo mag-plaster sang research problem nyo. Kag ang variables man mismo ang ma-determine sa mga result ninyo. Kung ano ang gusto nyo kuhaon from your respondents. Ano nga information kuhaon nyo sa respondents mo. Mas importante ang variables. Sa aton dira nga video nga gin-discuss nakon, may ara ko da mga variables na nga ginpangbutang. So please make sure to watch it. Okay? I mean, gin-discuss ko ang variable. Wala ko nagpambutang gid sang kinahanglan yung nga inyo variable. Okay? Of course, you need to make your own variables. Number 6, construct an introductory statement to present your research problem, which is the main problem of your research. So that's why in chapter 1, it's very important for you to have an introduction of your study because the statement of your problem. Because ang imo class nga introduction will give the readers or the panel or me, for example, as your teacher, will give the idea of what is your inspiration, okay? What motivated you to study that research, for example, or to conduct that research. All right. Number 7, state your research questions or sub-problems not in the form of a yes or no questions, as what I have told you, but in informative questions. All right. Now, express your research problem and research questions either in an interrogative or declarative manner. But some research books say that former is more effective than the latter form. Okay? So ang iban nga research nga book ga suggest nga ang mas effective ang interrogative pero only for the specific questions or the research questions. Pero declarative ginaton gamiton for the main and the general research problem. All right? So hindi ko na ipag-discuss kaso research problems in experimental research. Diretso tade. Okay? I-discuss ta anay ang types of quantitative research questions. A quantitative research problem can generate a set of research questions or problems that fall under any of this type of research questions. So klase ng mga research questions, yung mga specific, to balang ginpakita ko kagina, there are different types of it. 3 types actually siya. Okay? Kung ano siya mga klaseng mga questions. Okay? First, descriptive research questions. Anong descriptive research questions? These are questions on the kind, qualifications, and categories of the subjects or participants. So class, basically, ang aton nga gamiton for your study, subong nga SEM para sa PR2, gamiton ninyo is the descriptive research questions because it is the easiest kinds of questions. Okay? Kaya ang ginapamangkot na sa klase descriptive, simple lang gid ya. How many? Mga amo lang na. How much? What is? What are? Which is? Mga maamo lang ang mga questions. That is in descriptive research questions. Okay? We're running out of time. Pakita ko na lang class ang different types of ano pa. Ari siya class of. Para mas maintindihan nyo ang descriptive type of question. So here, example na class kung paano naton ano aton ng mga descriptive research questions, paano natin i-plastar, okay? Mamangkot ka lang how many. For example, to kagina sa effectiveness of online learning. For example, ang kay magamit ka descriptive research questions, so gamiton mo lang siya. So mamangkot ka lang how many students are involved in or are how many students are enrolled in online classes. So how many lang na, okay? How often do they use internet when they participate or when they attend online classes. So amunan ako sa mga descriptive research questions, ang mga hapos lang nga sabton. Alright? So hindi kita mag-focus sa mga medyo complicated nga mga question para sa aton research questions. Kay later on, basi kita man na mabudlayan gapon, mabudlayan pangita sabat, okay? Mabudlayan construct, and mabudlayan of course sa pag-check on my part, for example. Okay? So how much, what percentage, for example, what percentage of students are having some difficulty in online classes? So what percentage? So ang inyo nga himuon sa research nyo, for example, makandak lang kami survey. For example, makandak lang kami survey nga mamangkot if they are having difficulty with attending online classes, for example. So kung natipon mo na tanan nga answer, okay, pwede ka na dayon kag matipon mo na, pwede mo na siya dayon i-solve kag para mabalaan mo if what is the percentage gidman. Okay? So amo na klaseng ginambal naton nga mga descriptive research questions, mga hapos lang. Okay? To what extent, what is, what are, what proportion. However, may ara pa kita two types of research questions nga medyo budlay. Okay? Kag wala ka mo gina-encourage nga amo ni inyo sabton or amo ni inyo nga ipamutang sa research questions sa inyo sa research. Right? What are the differences in, because these questions are comparative research questions. Magkita comparative research questions. So, gina-compare mo pa class ang results ng isa ka bagay kag ang results ng isa pagid ka bagay, okay? Or do gina-combine or do gina-compare mo ang results ng duwa ka variable. So in that manner, medyo mauti na siya kag wala ka mo gina-encourage na nga amo na inyong klase sang research nga obrahon. Okay? Simple lang gyud nga mga research ng inyo nga gina-encourage sa inyo, okay? What is for example ang mga pamangkot nga how often, okay, or what is the percentage of students who enjoy, for example, or who participated in school activities online. Mamamula na ba lang mga pamangkot eh? So mamangkot-mangkot ka na ang mga instruments nila nga gamito na i-search, i-send nyo lang na sa Google Forms, okay? Or online nyo lang pansira ng mga answer nyo sa mga inyong respondents or questionnaires nyo sa inyong respondents. Then, kamo lang matali-tali sina. Then, isolve nyo na dayon para mabalaan nyo dayon ng research percentage. Okay? Next, another question pagid nga type of question nga wala ka mo gina-encourage nga obrahon is the relationship-based research questions. Kaya amo naman sa klasang what is the relationship between, what are the relationships of, okay? So diri na di class makita naton or diri nga klase nga question gina-solve man ang relationship sing isa ka variable sa isa ka variable. Okay? So medyo mauti siya. So wala ka mo gina-encourage nga mag-amo na. Okay? Next. Examples sa mga descriptive research questions are here. How much water do people in Manila consume per day? Okay? So hapos lang i-answeran. How much water lang. So mamangkot-mangkot ka lang, ma-observe ka lang, okay? Or ma-experiment ka lang kung pilagin man ka water, how much water giman ang mga sa Manila ma-consume nila. Next, how often do Filipino high school students play Mobile Legends each week? So, muna na. 2 hours, 3 hours, mga muna 4 hours, mga muna na ang mga sabat. However, if it's comparative, for example, there is sa may Mobile Legends, kung comparative sa class, medyo mauti siya sabton. For example, what is the difference in the weekly playing of Mobile Legends between Filipino male and female high school students? Right? So, diriya kasi i-compare mo naman ang male and female nga high school students. So, comparative siya. So, medyo mabudlay siya. Okay? So, dira nga klase nga research ya, kinanglan mo gidya ang pamangkuton, gidya i-separate mo idang male kag ang female. Okay? Then, relationship-based research questions. mo naman na about sa mga relationships lang. Next, how to write the quantitative questions. Know your topic. Determine what type of questions to formulate starters. Identify your participants. Identify the variables. And decide what linking terms must be used. Okay, so I think, ari na lang. Last discussion will be about the approaches to quantitative research questions. So paano natin ginaplastar? Anong approach natin ang ginagamit natin sa research questions? Tandaan nyo lang ni, okay? Deductive approach and inductive approach. Anong tandaan natin? Sa deductive approach, it must be from general to specific. Right? So I hope you have heard it. General to specific and deductive. Ang inductive is from specific to general. Okay? So magplastar kung sa questions nyo, okay, intindihon nyo gid if it's from general topic or to specific, so it's deductive, or it's from specific to general, so it's inductive. All right, please open your camera so I'll see your faces. We only have 3 minutes before we end. Okay. So class, I'll just announce that your PT, your performance task for the first quarter will be the 2 chapters, the chapter 1 and chapter 2 of your research paper. All right. And then, ansirahan nyo gali class, okay, before I forgot, ansirahan nyo gali class ang aton nga assessment nga part sang lesson 6. Assessment nga parts ang lesson 6. When is going to be the deadline of all the assessment nga parts from lesson 2 to lesson 6 sa Sunday? Right? This Sunday. Hapos mo lang class ang mga questions, di ba? Mga 4 items lang, 5 items lang, true or false, then identification. You can answer it by Sunday. So dapat by Sunday, kompleto na tanan nga inyo nga answers for all these activities from lesson 2 to lesson 6. All right? And then I will send videos for you to further for you to further know, okay, or understand pagid what is quantitative anong mga research problem kag paano mag-ubra research problem, right? So I'll just keep in touch with you sa GC kay para mabala naton ang aton nga flow, all right, kag para ma-depend kita sa aton nga III, right? Any question that you'd like to raise before we leave? None? Maynar, do you have any questions?
No, sir. None.
None. All right. So I think that's all for today. I hope that you learned something about sa discussion natin sa research. All right? Ako na lang makita sa video sa YouTube nga isend ko sa inyo para maintindihan nyo pagid ang paano mag-ubra sang research problem. All right? So thank you so much for attending today. Have a nice day and goodbye, class.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, sir.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Hello.
Bye.
Happy Valentine, sir. Belated.
Thank you so much. Happy Valentine's. So lagi ko the gift. Char. Bye-bye.